welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another match preview. Before we get into the video, you may have saw Dave post that we've got a new Instagram. The old one, what we did have with around 8,000 followers, did get banned due to copyright issues. I can't do anything to get it back because I think it's the third time you get like 3 strikes on there, kind of like YouTube. But yeah, we've hit that 3rd strike, so there's no way I can get that back. But if you do want to follow our new one, the link will be in the description, or if you just want to type us in the search bar on Instagram, it's WBA_TV. Now, if you want to stay up to date with all the latest transfer rumours, just everything West Brom, and go ahead and follow us, really. That's all I can say. But obviously, we're top of the table at the minute. That can change tonight, depending on how Leeds do. Now, we are 2 points ahead, so if Leeds get a win, it'll just be like that. You know, it's been like it all season. We win, they win. It's just over to Leeds tonight. And obviously, tomorrow we'll be playing Wigan at 7:45. Wigan, well, we're 10 points ahead of 3rd as well. Fulham with 35 points. We're on 45 points, which is a massive gap, to be completely honest. That's 4 games minimum before anyone can overtake us. 3 wins and a draw, and that's providing we don't win our next 4 games as well. Obviously, Wigan 22nd, flirting with relegation yet again. You know, it was always going to be the case. I believe. You know, they're not the best side, are they? But to be honest, it is a shame for Wigan fans at the minute. You know, the last 6 games, I think they've picked up 1 draw, which is really poor. Their last game, you know, the 2-1 loss to Graham Jones's Luton, who were in pretty poor form as well. And if you do want to stay in this league, you need to be beating the teams around you. They went 1-0 up as well, which is quite disappointing for Wigan fans, I believe. Obviously, our last game, we absolutely obliterated Swansea, which was delightful to see, to be honest. You know, that Swansea hadn't lost an away game all season until they came to the Hawthorns, and we just seem to be breaking a lot of records this season. I think as well, our home wins is a record since God knows when. 16 games unbeaten at home, I believe. Key players for Wigan, Che Dunkley. Now, I know he scored 5 goals, and I believe he's got 2 assists as well, which is quite decent for, you know, a team what's lacking in confidence. Jamal Lowe as well, who West Brom are actually linked with for so many windows. He finally got his move to Wigan from Portsmouth. Kiefer Moore as well, 2 goals and 2 assists so far for Wigan. So they do have some decent players who could hurt us, and like I said, with their league position, it's going to be a tough game because they're going to want to come out, they're going to want to fight. You know, they're in the bottom 3, they're going to want to get out of that as soon as possible. Key players for West Brom, Matheus Pereira. Do we even need to say anything about this guy anymore? He literally features on my key players every week because he's unbelievable. If he doesn't get an inform this week on FIFA with his 1 goal and 3 assists from the Swansea game, then FIFA have definitely got it in for us. But he was absolutely unbelievable last game. Really dangerous player for Wigan fans to look out for. On top of that, Grady Diangana, you know, he hasn't scored or anything like that. He's just unbelievable with the ball. That flick he did over Carl Norton's head, I felt embarrassed for him because it was just unbelievable skill. Hal Robson-Kanu as well, getting on the score sheet yet again. Like I said before, I have slagged Kanu off and said he's not good enough. And I'm sure many of you have as well, but he's just been unbelievable this season. The service he's been getting, it's made it really hard for him not to be scoring the goals. On top of that as well, I've actually featured Kyle Edwards because he did get his first home goal at the Hawthorns on Sunday with a goal against Swansea. Good finish as well. I've always liked Kyle Edwards. I like the way Bilic is giving him a chance off the bench. And for me, he is knocking on the door for a first-team start. You know, against Preston, you could argue it wasn't a penalty, but he did have a positive impact. And then Sunday, he did manage to get a goal, and he's doing all the right things. So maybe a start for him could be on the cards. On top of that, a couple of injuries to report on. Kieran Gibbs. I did see on the Birmingham Mail, I believe, that Bilic said he hopes it's only going to be a couple of weeks. Hopefully it's nothing too serious because we all know Kieran Gibbs has made a really good impact ever since, you know, he's come back from his injury, and it's kind of a shame to see him get another injury, because I did hear him say in an interview he's been fighting with this injury, little nibbles and knocks, and now he's come back. He's played a couple of games and he seems to be injured again. On top of that, Kyle Bartley as well. He's been unbelievable since Slaven Bilic has come in, I believe. You know, he's a completely different player from last season. Did go off with a bit of a knock. I'm not too sure about that one, if he will be fit for tomorrow. But, you know, we've always got players like Ahmed Agazi, who I thought played well when he came on. Now's Agazi's chance as well, because ever since he's come back from injury, he hasn't really had the chance to slot back into the team, because Bartley and Ajayi have just been unbelievable. But guys, I'm really confident for tomorrow's game, as normal. Can we make it 7 on the bounce? I really, really hope we can. I think we can, and here is my score prediction for tomorrow night.